What's going on YouTube? This is SG1 Sports and you're watching our SEC football channel. This past Saturday was the South Carolina spring game, and there were a lot of takeaways from this game. I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on the game, what I noticed, and then how this maybe affected my impression of the South Carolina team heading into 2019. So I made a lot of notes. I watched the game. I put notes down as I watched it, so I'm just going to kind of read through those and just give you, again, my thoughts. Of course, the cool moment was right as they went into halftime. They gave the kicker the scholarship. That was really cool to see. I love watching those videos when they give a kid a scholarship, and that was a cool way to do it. So that was impressive. I like to see that. That was really probably the highlight of this spring game. But let's start with the quarterbacks. Jake Bentley looked pretty good. We know what we're going to get out of him. But it was really Ryan Hilinski, the freshman, that impressed me. His arm strength, his arm talent, you could see it. He was impressive. And I tell you what, if Jake Bentley gets complacent and he doesn't push himself and go out there and play to the best of his ability, Ryan Hilinski can take his starting job this season. I'll go ahead and tell you. There was enough in this spring game that I saw to say that he is going to be a very, very good quarterback for South Carolina. I think he'll be better than Jake Bentley by the time his career is done. All of his passes came out quick. They were accurate, made good decisions. I was really impressed with him. DeCarrion Joyner, the other quarterback that played in this game, more of a dual threat guy, was really inconsistent. He made some really nice throws, but he made some bad throws. Obviously, his running ability does give him a little bit, gives him something else he can go to, and that makes him dangerous. But just as far as a passer, it was okay. It was, again, inconsistent, but there was potential there. And so I think the quarterback position for South Carolina is in great shape moving forward. I don't expect Jake Bentley to lose the starting job this year. I'm just saying, if he don't have his head on right and he doesn't focus, Ryan Hilinski could take that starting job at some point during the season. We'll keep it with the offense. They didn't have much success running the football, and we did an LSU video earlier today. It was the same story there. The defensive line was very solid against the run. Maybe didn't get as much of a pass rush as they would like, but they were solid against the run, and they also batted a lot of balls down. I noticed that. So perhaps that was kind of the strategy in this spring game. Maybe they weren't trying to get after the quarterbacks. Maybe they were just kind of sitting back, playing the run, batting the balls down. I don't know if that was something they were supposed to do going into this game, but that's certainly what it looked like. That's what I noticed. But I don't even know how many balls they batted down. It seemed like there was a lot. You, again, talk about the offense. The receivers were okay. They did drop a lot of passes, though. That was a little bit of a concern when you watch this game. Shi Smith was impressive. I thought he was the best receiver in this game. Brian Edwards did not play. He is obviously going to be most likely their go-to guy. But Shi Smith is impressive. He kind of can take that Deebo Samuel role, and you saw it in this game. He has a chance to be an all-SEC type wide receiver. The offense also struggled in the red zone. They didn't really punch it in the end zone very much when they got in the red zone. Had to settle for some field goals. And not just the red zone, but even when they get down to maybe the 30-yard line, inside the 30, they did have to settle for a lot of field goals. They missed a couple of those kicks as well. So that's something they've got to work on offensively. Again, get a little bit more of a run game going, and then execute in the red zone. That's going to be a very, very big deal for this offense heading into the season. We talk about the defense. The defensive line, again, I was really impressed with against the run. I was impressed with their ability to bat the balls down. The secondary was okay. There were definitely some open receivers in this game. We talked about that on a video, I think, last week. Depth is definitely going to be an issue. Still waiting on some guys to get on campus. I thought the tackling was good. You didn't see a lot of missed tackles, so they were very sound there. And Jamel Cook, the transfer from USC, was the star of the defense, I thought. He had an interception. He almost had two more. He had two that he could have had. So he was impressive on defense. And just overall, this looks like a good team. I don't come away from this game thinking that South Carolina is going to win the SEC, but I think that they're a team that can compete with pretty much anyone. I think they can hang around with Alabama and Clemson and Georgia. Will they be able to pull off an upset in one of those games? Probably not, but maybe. Maybe they have an upset in them. If Jake Bentley can go out and have the best game of his life and the defense if they're playing at home and can feed off the crowd, maybe they could pull off an upset at home, but it's going to be tough. They have a brutal schedule. We rank their schedule the toughest in all of college football, and I'm sticking to that. I mean, it is brutal. It is a brutal schedule. Even the North Carolina game to open up the season, that's going to be a pretty good test for this team. So they might be better than they were last year, but their record might be the same or might even be a little bit worse just because of that schedule. But again, you look ahead to 2019, I think this offense is going to be good. I don't think they're going to be great, but I think they're going to be good. They have weapons. If they can establish a run game and can develop a good running attack, that will really take the pressure off of Jake Bentley, and I think that does make this offense a top 25 offense. I think they're a top 50 offense regardless, but there's potential there. There is potential. We'll see how it all comes together. Defense, you could see the potential there as well. I think they're going to be good against the run. I think they're going to be sound. The secondary, if the top guys can stay healthy, they should be pretty good there. So I think South Carolina has a chance to have one of the better defenses in the SEC. I think they'll be in the top half when you look at the defenses this season in the SEC. And there are some really good ones. LSU, Georgia, Florida, Auburn, Alabama. Those 5 teams really, I think, are going to be good defensively. South Carolina might be right behind them. And again, those are my takeaways from this spring game. I'd love to get your thoughts, especially if you're a South Carolina fan. What did you take away from the game? What did you like? What did you not like? If I was a South Carolina fan, if I was just sitting back and watching this game, and of course I'm not a South Carolina fan, but if I was just going to get excited about something, I think it's Ryan Hilinski in the future for South Carolina, because they've recruited pretty well. They've got a quarterback that I think can be a star, and I mean a star, not just a guy like Jake Bentley. I'm talking about a guy that can be one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the SEC. And they have that, I think, going forward. I know it's just one game. I know it's just a spring game. All the players didn't play in this game. But just based off the spring game, and that's what this video is about, is evaluating that spring game, I came away very impressed with Ryan Hilinski. And just overall, feel like this is a pretty solid, sound team at South Carolina heading into 2019. Again, your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video. And stay tuned for more here on the SEC Football channel for SG1 Sports.